Before you take magnesium for sleep, stress, or cramps, understand this. The same mineral that can calm your nerves can quietly drain your energy, weaken your body, or disrupt your balance if it's taken at the wrong time, in the wrong dose, or when your body never asked for it. Magnesium is often presented as gentle and universally safe, yet the body does not experience nutrients as marketing claims but as physiological signals, and when magnesium is taken without true need, the consequences appear quickly and unmistakably. The first place the body speaks is the digestive system, where persistent loose stools or sudden urgency are not side effects to tolerate but protective responses, showing that absorption capacity has been exceeded and the body is trying to expel what it cannot regulate. Alongside this, dizziness or lightheadedness may emerge, especially when standing up, reflecting an unnecessary drop in blood pressure that leaves the brain briefly undernourished. Many people misinterpret this as relaxation, but it is not calm, it is instability. Fatigue can follow, a heavy tiredness that does not feel restorative, because excess magnesium dampens neuromuscular signaling, slowing the body's natural electrical communication. Muscles may feel weak rather than relaxed, coordination slightly off, movements less precise, as if the body is wading through resistance. These are not subtle messages, they are biological warnings asking for restraint. What makes these signals dangerous is not their intensity but how easily they are dismissed. People often continue supplementation because they believe discomfort is part of healing, or that the body is adjusting, yet the human system rarely harms itself to heal itself. When magnesium is unnecessary, the kidneys must work harder to excrete the excess, drawing water and electrolytes with it, which can deepen dehydration and amplify weakness. Over time, this creates a cycle where more supplements are taken to fix symptoms that supplementation itself is creating. Even sleep, one of magnesium's most advertised benefits, can become distorted. Instead of deep rest, the sleep becomes heavy and unrefreshing, followed by grogginess that lingers into the day, reducing clarity and motivation. This is not recovery, but suppression. The nervous system is particularly sensitive to imbalance. Magnesium calms neural firing, but when there is nothing to calm, it dulls alertness and responsiveness, leaving the mind flat rather than peaceful. Emotional signals may also change, with some people feeling detached, unusually low, or mentally slowed, mistaking this for stress relief while their body is actually understimulated. The key insight is that deficiency and excess can look deceptively similar on the surface, yet they demand opposite actions. True deficiency brings sharp cramps, twitching, tension that refuses to release, while excess brings softness, weakness, and loss of tone. Excess or poorly timed magnesium intake does not announce itself with dramatic symptoms at first, it alters the body's rhythm quietly, and that subtlety is what makes it misleading. Magnesium relaxes smooth muscle and dilates blood vessels, so when it is taken in higher doses than the body requires, or taken at times when the nervous system is already winding down, blood pressure can drop more than intended. The result is not calm but a gentle instability that shows up as heaviness in the head, slow reactions, or a faint sense of imbalance when standing or moving. Many people interpret this as the body letting go, yet what is actually happening is a reduction in the tone that keeps circulation responsive and alert. The body is not designed to be constantly sedated, it is designed to adapt moment by moment. Timing plays a critical role in how magnesium is experienced. Taken late at night, it may deepen sleep for some, but for others it blunts the natural cortisol rise that helps the body wake with clarity and purpose. Morning grogginess, mental fog, and low motivation can persist for hours, not because of poor sleep, but because the nervous system has been pushed too far into inhibition. When magnesium is taken during the day in large doses, especially without food, it can slow digestive movement excessively, paradoxically leading to bloating and discomfort rather than ease. The body thrives on balance between activation and relaxation, and when supplementation leans too heavily in one direction, the system loses its natural elasticity. Another overlooked consequence of excess magnesium is its effect on hydration and mineral balance. To remove what it does not need, the body increases urinary excretion, pulling water and other electrolytes along with it. This subtle dehydration can present as fatigue, dry mouth, muscle heaviness, or headaches that are often blamed on stress or lack of sleep. In response, people may increase magnesium further, believing the symptoms reflect deficiency, unintentionally deepening the imbalance. This cycle illustrates how supplementation without feedback awareness can create the very problems it aims to solve. Poor timing also disrupts the body's internal communication. Magnesium influences nerve conduction, and when levels are artificially elevated at the wrong time, sensory feedback becomes muted. The body feels slower, reactions duller, and physical confidence reduced. This can be particularly noticeable during exercise or physical work, where coordination and responsiveness matter. Instead of supporting performance and recovery, magnesium taken indiscriminately can make the body feel disconnected from itself. The deeper issue is not magnesium itself but the assumption that more relaxation is always better. Health is not the absence of tension but the ability to move fluidly between states of effort and rest. When magnesium is used as a constant brake, the body forgets how to regulate speed on its own. True nourishment supports rhythm rather than overriding it, and when dose and timing ignore that principle, the result is not healing but a quiet dulling of vitality that unfolds slowly, day by day, until the body feels heavy, unmotivated, and out of sync with its natural biological timing. There are times when the most responsible health choice is not addition but restraint, and magnesium is no exception to this principle. When the body is already operating under conditions of vulnerability, supplementation can amplify weakness rather than resolve it. In states of naturally low blood pressure, magnesium's relaxing effect on blood vessels can push circulation beyond safe limits, reducing the force that delivers oxygen and nutrients to the brain and muscles. The result may be persistent lightheadedness, blurred focus, or a sense of physical fragility that lingers throughout the day. These sensations are not signs of cleansing or adaptation, they are the body signaling that support has become stress. Ignoring these messages in the belief that minerals are inherently safe risks eroding the body's ability to self-regulate. Digestive distress is another clear boundary the body sets. When diarrhea, loose stools, or intestinal irritation are already present, adding magnesium introduces an osmotic pull that draws even more fluid into the gut. This accelerates loss of water and electrolytes, deepening weakness and fatigue while creating the illusion that digestion is moving. In reality, the body is in a state of loss, not efficiency. Continued use under these conditions can lead to dehydration and mineral imbalance that spreads its effects to muscles, nerves, and mental clarity. What is often needed in these moments is stabilization and rest, not stimulation of elimination. Kidney strain represents an even more critical line that should not be crossed casually. The kidneys are responsible for clearing excess magnesium from the bloodstream, and when their filtering capacity is compromised, even modest doses can accumulate. This accumulation does not announce itself loudly, it shows up as heaviness, confusion, reduced reflexes, and profound tiredness that feels disproportionate to activity. Because these symptoms are vague, they are frequently misattributed to aging, stress, or poor sleep, allowing supplementation to continue unchecked. Over time, the body becomes burdened by what it cannot efficiently remove, and the very system meant to protect balance is overwhelmed. Unexplained muscle weakness or slow heart rhythms also demand caution. Magnesium influences electrical signaling in both muscles and the heart, and when levels rise unnecessarily, that signaling can become sluggish. Muscles may feel soft and unreliable, and endurance may drop without clear cause. The heart, sensitive to mineral balance, may respond with slower rhythms that leave the person feeling drained or faint. These are not benefits unfolding, they are warnings being issued in a language the body understands well. What underlies all of these situations rarely announces deficiency with dramatic alarms. Instead, it whispers through patterns that repeat themselves in daily life, and magnesium need is often revealed in this quiet way. Muscle cramps that arrive without warning, especially at night or during rest, are one of the most common signals, showing that the muscles are struggling to relax after contraction. Eyelid twitching or small, involuntary muscle movements may seem insignificant, yet they reflect a nervous system that is firing too easily, lacking the mineral support required to settle. These signs are not emergencies, but they are invitations to listen, to recognize that the body is asking for replenishment rather than restraint. Sleep disturbances offer another window into magnesium need. When the mind remains alert despite physical exhaustion, or when sleep is light and easily broken, the nervous system may be locked in a state of tension. Magnesium, when genuinely needed, does not sedate. It allows the body to complete the natural transition from wakefulness to rest. The difference is subtle but important. Rest becomes deeper, not heavier, and waking is clearer, not sluggish. This quality shift is often the first confirmation that the body has accepted what it was lacking. Chronic stress tension is another signal that often goes unnoticed. Tight shoulders, clenched jaws, shallow breathing, and an inability to fully relax even during rest are signs that the body's stress response is overactive. Magnesium plays a role in moderating this response, supporting the nervous system's ability to downshift when the threat has passed. When depletion is present, the body remains on guard, burning energy unnecessarily. Gentle daily supplementation in this context can restore a sense of ease that feels natural rather than forced, allowing relaxation to arise without effort. Digestive patterns also reveal need in a grounded, practical way. Regular constipation, especially when hydration and fiber are adequate, may reflect insufficient smooth muscle relaxation in the intestines. Magnesium, taken in appropriate amounts, supports rhythmic movement rather than urgency, helping elimination feel complete and unstrained. This is not about flushing or cleansing, but about restoring flow. When the body responds with consistency rather than looseness, it indicates alignment rather than excess. What matters most in these situations is how magnesium is introduced. Small, consistent daily doses allow the body to integrate the mineral gradually, reducing the risk of overshooting the need. Taken with food and at a regular time, magnesium becomes part of the body's rhythm instead of a disruptive force. The goal is not lifelong dependence but repletion, giving the body what it lacks until its own systems regain stability. As signs resolve, the body often signals naturally that less is needed, through improved sleep, reduced cramps, and a general sense of balance. These signals of need are not instructions to chase perfection but reminders that the body communicates honestly when given attention. Magnesium, when truly required, feels supportive rather than dramatic, quiet. The difference between magnesium that heals and magnesium that harms is rarely dramatic, and it almost never lies in the supplement itself. It lives in dose, timing, and consistency. The body responds best to signals that are gentle and predictable, not overwhelming or erratic. Small amounts taken regularly allow magnesium to integrate into cellular processes without forcing rapid shifts in blood pressure, digestion, or nerve activity. This steady approach mirrors how nutrients are normally obtained through food, entering the system gradually and being used where needed rather than flooding pathways that must then work to restore balance. Taking magnesium with food is a simple but often overlooked discipline that changes the entire experience. Food slows absorption, reduces digestive irritation, and allows the body to distribute the mineral more evenly. When magnesium is swallowed on an empty stomach, especially in higher doses, it acts abruptly, pulling water into the intestines and triggering responses that feel cleansing but are actually defensive. With food, the body receives the signal as nourishment rather than intrusion, and side effects become far less likely. This distinction alone explains why some people swear by magnesium while others abandon it after uncomfortable experiences. Timing further defines whether magnesium supports or disrupts natural rhythms. The body operates on cycles of activation and recovery, and supplementation should respect those cycles rather than override them. Taken at a consistent time that aligns with personal patterns of stress and rest, magnesium reinforces stability. Random dosing, late-night stacking, or combining multiple forms without awareness creates confusion in the nervous system, blunting feedback and making it harder to interpret what the body truly needs. Consistency brings clarity, inconsistency breeds noise. Discipline does not mean rigidity. As the body's needs change with seasons, stress levels, physical activity, and diet, the appropriate dose of magnesium changes as well. Paying attention to how the body responds over days rather than hours allows adjustment before imbalance develops. When muscles feel relaxed yet strong, sleep is deep but refreshing, and digestion is steady, the dose is likely appropriate. When heaviness, fatigue, or digestive upset appear, reduction is not failure but refinement. This ongoing calibration keeps supplementation aligned with physiology rather than habit. The deeper lesson is that magnesium is a tool, not a crutch. Used mindfully, it supports the body while it restores its own capacity for regulation. Used indiscriminately, it replaces internal awareness with external control. Health thrives on responsiveness, on the ability to sense and adapt, and supplementation should enhance that sensitivity rather than dull it. When magnesium is taken with respect for dose, timing, and context, it becomes almost invisible in its action, supporting balance without announcing itself. Over time, this disciplined approach strengthens trust in the body's signals. Instead of chasing symptoms or relying on fixed routines, the individual learns